When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you pine, it's just a waste of time. You'll find a smile will go a long.
And welcome, it's Ron and Jen's Great Escape. This is edition 143, and they said it couldn't be done, and it continues to get done. I'm going to put these on real quick to make sure we're okay. We're okay.
Are we okay?
We are A-okay until
2:20.
Until 2:20. This is being recorded on the day, and it's going to drop actually at the time of the emergency alert, which is going to happen at 2:20. And 2:20, this is Wednesday as we record this. I bet you 75%, if not more, or 80% of the people in this country have no idea that this is going to happen, and everything's just going to go off. Your cell phone's going to go nuts, your radio's going to go crazy, your TV's going to go nuts. People are going to think like it's an atomic bomb attack or something.
Well, here's why I don't understand what I've seen some stories on this. Most of the info that you see about this, or I guess discussion, is on Facebook.
I know.
So if this is such an important test and it's so huge and everything's going to be affected, and it's not just a quick, you know, you have the emergency broadcasting, boo,
right.
This is a test.
Oh, no.
It's not like that.
No.
This is going to last 30, 40 minutes.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't get it. And so I already listen, and online, this is what they're saying about this thing, that if you got the COVID shot, so it's going to ignite it's going to be a pulse, and it's going to do something to the something in your vaccination, and it's going to turn you into a zombie. This is what people are saying, and all kinds of people are going to die. So in the event that this happens, I didn't charge my phone.
Okay.
And I hope it dies before I'm going to shut it off, because I can't shut off the national broadcast. I can only shut off locally, but not federal emergency broadcast things. I took the batteries out of my transistor radio, and I'm going to put on my earbuds. I don't want, but see, I'm worried about my dogs. That's the thing. They're saying people with dogs, that have sensitivities or PTSD might really be affected by this.
This is going to be bizarre.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And if you believe those black helicopter theories that we're all going to be...
Why not?
Why not? It gives us something to talk about, right?
Why not? I mean, if it's... What if it creates a electromagnetic pulse and it shuts the grid down?
Oh, my Lord.
Listen, I'm just saying that some of the stuff on Reels seems to be, pretty spot on. But I don't know. This thing today...
I want to say thank you to O'Hara Senior Care Services for sponsoring us. You can reach Brenda Lee O'Hara and her terrific team at 401-345-1811. We'll let you know what Greg's is up to, as they have turned the page on the calendar into October at their 4 great locations, and also talk a little bit later about Operation Stand Down, Rhode Island. A couple of companies are getting together to produce a new ice cream for us, Jennifer.
Okay.
All right. It's the Rhode Island companies Bananagrams and Green Light Apothecary. Apothecary.
Yes.
They make the pills. They have collaborated on a new Bananagram ice cream.
Oh.
So I don't know when it's coming out.
Bananagram.
Here's the description. It's homemade, small batch ice cream from Green Line Apothecary. Features a roasted banana and brown butter toffee ice cream with a crunchy graham cracker toffee crumble.
Can you get it without bananas?
No, it's called banana.
Yeah, but I just, Zot's the banana.
No, banana graham ice cream is currently available by the pint. $11 for a pint at Green Line Apothecary.
Listen,
and they're on Main Street in Providence and Main Street in Wakefield.
I spent $8 on OJ the other day.
That's just insane.
Just a small bottle of Tropicana. I mean, Tropicana's always been expensive.
You got to start shopping. You got to start coupon clipping. You got to start looking for the stuff online, because it's just getting outrageous.
It is. I mean, I don't. Seriously. Today I went by the church I live near has a food pantry, and I've used it, and I've gone there when I've really been desperate, and I try not to go because I think, people are a little more desperate than me right now, but it was packed.
Yep.
It was and you know what made me so sad about this? I mean, there are always hustlers. There are people that know what church to go to, so they don't end up having to buy groceries, and they do this thing, and this is how they spend their days in the town. But there were so many old people.
Elderly.
Old people over the age of 70, 75.
And that's awful.
Yes, all hunched over with their shopping carts, going to get their bread and I felt so bad. That made me sad.
It's a rough time. And
Sad.
for those of you who followed the market, not the supermarket, the stock market, October is usually a dreadful month. So strap in if you keep your eye on your
How's your
investments and
portfolio?
everything. My portfolio is okay. Better be okay because that's what I rely on now as I'm into the retirement years.
Wow.
Hey, here's some good news. The average time of a 9-inning Major League Baseball game dropped to 2 hours and 40 minutes in the first year of all of these changes of the pitch clock and everything. That's a 24-minute decrease. So I think it's effective. I'm happy about it.
I have lost all interest in baseball.
You're about to lose all interest in football too.
Honestly, what team? This is so strange, but what team I'm definitely going to find a way to watch every week are the Jets, because I'm rooting for Zach Wilson. I mean, when you've gone so low and the entire universe is crapping on you and the pressure on this, and granted, he was a punk, the first year he was there, he was just a snide little snot face, and he had the headband and the looks and the contract, but he couldn't play. And now he's been, diminished to, there's no expectations of him, but I really want to see him do well and become the man that I think that's in there somewhere. And I think he's a good player. He just sometimes, is Mac good? I don't know, because he's had crappy coaching, except for this year.
Yeah, and he doesn't really have any weapons.
Yeah, well, not crappy coaching. Josh Daniels knew what he was doing. The other dude there, the second year, he kind of,
Oh, please.
he sucked
Yeah,
really
he
bad.
sucked. So,
And this year, I don't know.
the
But
jury is out, but I'll tell you right now,
Yeah.
man, they lost their two best defensive players last week.
They
The
did.
Patriots did. So I'm saying number one pick, and that actually could come to fruition because
So
I don't
sad.
see any avenue for them to have a winning season. Speaking of winning, the Powerball jackpot goes deeper into billion-dollar territory. Did you get a ticket for tonight's drawing?
not yet.
All right.
But I will.
You better get it before 2:20.
Yeah, that's true. I listen.
1.2 billion on the line, by the way.
1.2 billion. This doesn't seem right, though. Can I just say that I'm skeptical about everything around me?
Really?
Yes, more so than ever. Okay, but here's the thing. We've had more jackpots over $1 billion in the last 5 years, at least, than we've had in the last 35.
Good. It makes it
how
more
is
fun.
that? But that seems strange. Doesn't it seem strange to you? It seems also strange that the Jets lost that game to Patrick Mahomes the other day on some fake call that the guy throws the fix is in. Those games are rigged. I'm convinced.
Tie Powerball and
Because
the NFL
everything's
together.
fake. Everything around us is fake. It's all a fraud, and it's all just to shut us
The
up.
Matrix.
Well, no, I just say it's all to shut us up so we don't really think about, how nuts it is out there. We know to some degree, but no, we're just supposed to be, sort of in this coma. And how many people are? They drink their beer. Pot's now legal. They watch that. Yeah, well, that whole show. What was it? The
Walking Dead.
You know how popular that was?
I watched every episode.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was really into it.
You know what's really good, and you need to watch it, and it's the final episode. I haven't watched it yet. Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah, that's on what? Hulu?
Hulu.
Yeah.
It is
Who knew
so,
it'd be on Hulu?
That is such a good show. I'm just saying.
I'm not a Martin Short guy.
I wasn't either, but you will when you watch this show.
Alrighty.
Yes.
I'll give it a try.
Well, I can't
gotta
get any
Hulu
closer
first.
to this mic.
I got to get If you were any closer, you'd be behind it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
pretty much.
Thanks, Groucho. Before we get into what gives Ron the red ass.
Oh, we have one of those.
Oh,
today.
yeah. I got
What gives Ron the red ass?
We got to explain about that in just a little bit. But first, let's thank our sponsors.
Yes.
If you want peace of mind knowing your loved ones are being cared for and they're safe in their own home, you contact Brenda Lee O'Hara and her great team at O'Hara Senior Care Services at 401-345-1811. Online at o'haraseniorcare.com. They treat your loved ones like they treat their own with care and compassion. What's going on at Greg's? And there are 4 terrific locations in the month of October. Greg's Cake for a Cure is going to run through the month of October, and a portion of the proceeds of every cake, Jen, and a slice of this delicious pink cake will go directly to benefit the Gloria Gemma Breast Cancer Foundation. They just had their Flames of Hope event last weekend. Fall seasonal features. We'll take a look at some of the stuff that's on the menu in a second. You ready for that pumpkin pie fix? Or pumpkin fix? Greg has you covered. Pumpkin cheesecake, pumpkin cupcakes, pumpkin pie, and also different concoctions, drinks with pumpkin.
That pumpkin cheesecake is to die for. Yes. I actually was with somebody who got a piece, and they wouldn't share it. It's so good, they wouldn't share it with me, but they gave me a tiny, tiny bite, and it was to die for. It's not overpowering. You know how some cheesecake is? It's awesome.
How's this sound? For the seasonal selections.
I'm so hungry right now.
Squash soup. House-made squash soup served every day except Wednesdays and Fridays. I love squash soup. That's great. And they've got a nice mixed green autumn salad, too, at all 4 Greg's locations. For quality, value, and cleanliness, they're the best. Rhode Island tradition for 50 years. And finally, let's say thanks to Operation Stand Down Rhode Island, who has been with us for quite some time.
Yes, they have. And for that, I personally want to say thank you, because the gang, and, I say that with so much love, they helped save my life. And Ron, you know this to be true. Ron has been with me through all of my struggles, with all of my struggles with alcoholism and the PTSD and all of that. You've never left my side, by the way. You've been such a terrific friend.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say.
Well, it's true. And the same is to be said about Operation Stand Down. No matter what kind of hot mess I was and rolled in there, Tony DeQuattro and his daughters and the legal team, they said, we will help you. We will love you back to health. We will take you where you need to go. And the same is true for you. If you're a veteran or currently serving right now, any military members, Rhode Island, your primary nonprofit for veterans is Operation Stand Down. They help veterans with housing, employment, basic needs, VA disability benefits. So if you're a veteran in need of anything, just call them. Call your battle buddies over at Operation Stand Down Rhode Island. And for more information, you can go to their website, okay, which is osdri.org. And I mean everything that I say. Everything that I say about that organization.
All right. Yeah. You know me, and what gives me the red ass something fierce is...
What gives Ron the red ass?
Bad grammar.
Yes. Oh, you come down on me for that.
You don't know what a contraction is. And I'm not talking about physically having a contraction.
Is it a apostrophe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like did not is didn't.
Yeah.
And you never put the apostrophe in there.
I know.
Well, that's not what...
Well, here's why. Because I know you're going to fix it for me. So I'm like, working on my thing.
Another one that just gives me a red ass like crazy is when somebody doesn't know the difference between a coincidence and irony. They're distinctively different. So let me give you a great example.
Okay.
Example of irony today. This is irony. Austria has started work to turn the yellow brick house where Adolf Hitler was born into a police station. In a long-running attempt to prevent that building from becoming a pilgrimage site for neo-Nazis.
That's irony.
That is irony.
Yes.
That's irony. And another case of irony is if Harry Houdini, the great escape artist, if he was crushed by a safe that was being lifted to the 3rd floor of a bank. That's irony.
Yes.
All right? So there's a big difference between irony and coincidence.
I thought you were going to say that they were turning it into something like a daycare or a monastery or something.
That would have been irony, too.
Yes.
But I mean to keep neo-Nazis away from it because apparently that building is a pilgrimage site for neo-Nazis.
That's so crazy.
Get off.
What is happening in this world? Do you think... Well, you're a little older than me, so... And really not by much, but... Is this, I feel like, is this the craziest this world or the U.S. or in terms of people we've ever seen or been?
In my lifetime, yes.
Right, okay.
By no stretch of the imagination can I think of a time where it's been more tumultuous and just mind-boggling what's going on. And what's going on in Washington? Good God. How many people out there, we were talking before we started this podcast, recording this, Hazel's yawning over there.
I'm sorry, you bored, Hazel?
That most people out there, probably 80% of the people, have no idea what this emergency test is all about today, and they're going to freak out. They're going to think like World War III is broken out, which possibly could happen too at the same time.
Wow!
But how many people know what's going on with the Speaker of the House?
I think very few.
Yeah, me too.
And it's a huge, huge deal.
It's enormous.
It hasn't happened since, well...
It's never happened.
Yes, no speaker has ever been kicked out, but they haven't had a vote to vacate the speaker's seat since 1910. And so, I mean, my mom asked me yesterday, I called her, she said, what are you up to? I said, well, I just had a baked potato. My life is so interesting. I just had a baked potato. I mowed the lawn. I did this. I did that.
All at the same time.
Yeah, and then I said, and I actually turned on this thing going on. I want to watch it live because she said, why? You don't watch stuff like that anymore. I said, I know, Mom. It drives me nuts, but it's history. I mean, what's happening is, and it's so monumental. It's going to have such an impact on how this country moves forward in terms of, legislation that's put forth, the bills that will be introduced, how they're going to negotiate, stop gaps when it comes time to do that. When you have, money running out and Washington's going to shut down.
Yep.
And it's really interesting, but it's really sad at the same time that it's happening. But
Kevin McCarthy basically does the right thing for the country, and he's out.
Yeah.
Go figure. And
by
then,
6 votes.
6 votes.
216 to 210. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I don't even know what to think about anything anymore, except that I come and do this podcast and Pumpkin has a crazy face, and we've got this big test going on today. We all might turn into zombies. And by the way, that crazy house down the street,
down the road a piss,
with Pennywise coming up out of the gutter, or what?
You're talking about what we like to call the Halloween house here in the neighborhood at Chez
They
St. Pierre.
They
added
to it.
Possible?
I don't know, but now they have these creepy zombies by their mailbox, and some guy down the street. What is up with all these people putting $400 skeletons and ghosts in the... Where do they get the money for this? Just to put up that thing? I'd like to see somebody steal one. I think that'd be really funny. They put it in the back of a pickup truck and just drive away with it.
There you go. Endorsing vandalism.
No, I'm not. I hope everybody survives today. I don't want to die just yet.
Next podcast, I'm going to master the Monster Mash.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Just for me?
Yes.
I wanted to tell you, by the way, we had somebody that we both know that is really engaged with us in our radio show, which you can listen to every Saturday at 7 a.m. On it's 920 WHJJ, but it's iHeart Radio.
News Radio. And 104.7 FM.
Yes, never say the point.
That's true.
We were told, I was told the other day how entertaining the show is. And I wanted to say how entertaining we are and the show is. And I just say that, not to toot our own horn, but I'm being Colin Kaepernick. Well, give us a job.
Speaking of Kaepernick,
can you give us a gig?
Show us a bone.
Yeah,
on.
we work for pretty much nothing.
Don't say free.
Well, I didn't say free, but we're pretty comfortable. I mean,
you might be getting an offer right now.
Maybe, but we should be working Monday through Friday. People would listen.
I don't disagree with that.
It's fun, and we would be really entertaining, and we'd make a station money. So would you damn hire us? What the heck?
Speaking of Kaepernick, you had some thoughts about Colin Kaepernick and our commentary, which you can check out on rinewstoday.com. Yes. Make sure you follow us on the radio. Stop following us or have you arrested. And that's on Saturday mornings on News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. Don't say point. And that is Saturday mornings at 7 o'clock. And you can check us out on Facebook, too. Ron and Jen's Great Escape on our Facebook page. Until next week, unless, of course, we're all...
we win the lottery. Because if I win the lottery,
I'm toasted.
I'm vapor. You'll never see me again.
You know what you'll see next week? If I win the lottery, you'll see this guy hosting the show.
It'll just be Ron and Jen's
That's it.
Great Escape podcast. That's it. If we win, if he wins, I win, right?
Or if you win, I win.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you money.
Splitsky.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I'm not going that far either.
I don't think Patty would go that far.
Maybe a casita.
I'll give you at least $5 million.
Maybe a casita at best. All right. Till next week, be nice to each other.